guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a makeup tutorial on this look. It is a makeup look for the fall season. It's really all about a bold dark red lip when it comes to the fall season for me. You can keep all of your other makeup just the same or even minimize it and just do a really nice bold lip because it just defines your lips. It almost always makes your lips look bigger. It really exudes a lot of confidence. It makes you feel confident when you look in the mirror. And it's just very clean and defined, and it's love fall and you like decorating your home and putting up lights and things like that, then I'm sure you'll just as much love putting on a new color, new dark red bold color on your lips. Only using 2 products on my lips, so really again to achieve a fall look, a good fall makeup look, you really only need a nice dark red lip color. I used 2 different products, but you really only need 1. I feel like you could achieve this look with both because they're both about the same color. I just preferred the texture of both of them together. If I were to pick one, I would just go with this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Trust Issues, and I think it's a great color for the fall. So if you would like to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. I'm priming my face with this Touche d'Eclat primer from Yves Saint Laurent. Had to look up how to pronounce that. I've been using this primer for about 2 years now. Love it. It's a great smoothing and blurring primer. I'm going in with my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. I have been using this for many years. If you've been watching other videos on my channel, you know that this is my holy grail foundation. I'm using my Morphe M439 brush to apply this to my face, and I'm actually applying it, I'm pouring the foundation about 2 pumps into a glass dish, and then I am tapping my brush into it before I tap it on my face. So I used to use a different method before. This is what I'm doing now, and I find that I'm using less product, and I'm using tapping motions, and then I'm buffing the foundation to my face to get a really nice airbrushed finish. For concealer, I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Concealer. Love this concealer. I'm just applying it in all the areas where I have darkness and I want to conceal. I'm actually going to take it up a little bit into my eyes as well. I started doing this recently and I just found that my eye makeup looks way brighter when I do a little bit of concealing around my inner corner of the eyes. Then I'm applying more to the center of my face, down my nose, on my chin, upper lip, and my forehead to balance out the highlight. And on my concealer, I'm using my Morphe M335 brush. Love this brush. I don't think I have any other brush that I would use for this process. I've occasionally used the Beauty Blender, which I don't really like, just because I feel like it picks up a lot of the product and I have to keep reapplying the concealer. Other than that, the Beauty Blender will blend it out really nicely, and if you have really dry under eyes, I would recommend using a wet Beauty Blender because it will blend it out easier. But if you don't have that problem, then this is a great brush. I am using it very gently. It doesn't really look like it, but I'm tapping it, especially under my eyes. I'm lightly tapping it just very fast, and I feel like that's the best way to just get that concealer to blend in to my under eye. And then, yeah, I just think this is a really fantastic brush to use for this. To contour, I'm using this contour stick from Wet n Wild. It's in the color Where's Walnut. One of my favorite new products. It is so easy to use. I like that it comes in a foundation stick formula. The formula itself is so good, so creamy, easy to blend out. Obviously, it's a Wet n Wild product, so it's the price is really good too. I think it's $7.99 or under. The only challenge with Wet n Wild products is that I find it's hard to get my color or the right colors for me. Like this contour stick there are only about 3 colors for the contour, and this one suits me the best. It is not as dark as I usually do my contour, but that's also why I really like it, because for a fall makeup look, I don't want a really strong contour. I feel like it looks really bronzy on me. Even if I don't put on a bronzer on top, it still looks more like a bronzed look, which is more for the summer. So for the fall, it can just lightly define my face, and again, it's just like an easy addition to my to my fall makeup. Love this product. For setting my under eyes, I'm going to be using that banana color from my Anastasia powder contour kit. And I am just lightly setting it using a fluffy Morphe setting brush. And I'm going to be applying that powder everywhere where I applied the concealer. Then I'm going to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in medium deep to set the areas where I contoured. And I'm just applying a very light dusting of this. And I'm doing it more for, in order to conceal the oil, because obviously there's a little bit of oil on my face. So as you see, it just kind of mattifies. So I'm not really adding much color. This also doesn't really look like it has much color against my skin tone. So it's kind of like the perfect match for my skin tone. So I love this powder to use as an all-over powder just to reduce oiliness. I'm filling in my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I had, before I started my makeup, I had outlined my eyebrows with concealer. Now this is usually a step that most people do after they line their eyes with a brow pencil, but I like to start with it. I found that recently that helps me create a shape that I prefer, and I use less of the brow product, which makes my eyebrows look less defined. It just looks, I just want it to look full and natural. I don't want it to have those sharp edges. So cleaning it with the concealer first just kind of defines the edges more subtly than if I were to do it with a pencil. So at this point, I'm just filling in the more of the sparse areas. If I do this at the beginning when I had originally outlined it, I feel like when I'm moving around a lot with doing my rest of my makeup, like with the brushes for the concealer and the contour and powder, it will just all come off anyway or mix into the makeup. So that's why I like to do this step after I'm done with all of my face makeup. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to prime my eyes. I find this is a really great concealer for priming eyes because it's full coverage and it dries pretty quickly. It's a very drying formula. I'm gonna spread that all over my eyes. The more you do this, especially if you're brown skin, this is a step you don't want to miss because it will really help the eyeshadow stand out. So I'm using my Morphe 35F palette, and I'm starting with this brown color here. I'm going to use a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start by applying it into the crease. And then I am going to apply it over the lid as well. I'm starting with just a little bit at a time, and I want to set my concealer with it, but also add some color. Next I'm going in with this brown color, bottom row, middle color, and I'm going to take a smaller, more narrower, fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M514, and I'm going to deposit most of the color first on the outer V of the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm going to take it back into the crease and just slowly move the brush back and forth and get that crease a little bit darker. So this is the color that I'm using to really add a lot of depth into that outer corner. So as you see, it's getting darker. I'm still using the same color. I'm just slowly adding more of this eyeshadow and doing the same motion, starting with my outer V, the outer corner of my eye, and then depositing most of the color there. And once it's there, then I take it back into the crease and blend it in. Then I'm switching back to the fluffy brush that I initially used for the first color, and then I'm just going to blend out that outer edge. Going in with this really warm brown, again, bottom row of the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take a Morphe M433, so this is just a more dense brush, and I'm going to pack that color into the outer V of the lid. And this is where I'm going to concentrate it because I want it to really darken the outer corner of my lid. Now I'm going in with my favorite color in this palette. It's this beautiful deep cranberry red, and I'm going to use my finger to apply it on my lid. I just find it easier sometimes to apply shadows on my lid. It really just depends on how I'm feeling that day. At this point, I just decided I want to pack it on my lid, and I can pick up the most product with my finger. So I am just slowly getting that on my lid. If you want to use a brush, you can use a brush. I would just use a flat brush to apply the shadow on your lid, and you just want to get it to cover your entire lid. and you want to take it up to the crease as well, very carefully, not to go past the crease. Once you're happy with the amount of color you have on the lid, then you're just going to take a fluffy brush. This is the M433 again, and you're just going to blend out the outer edge. Next, I'm applying false lashes. I'm using the Intoxicating Lashes by the brand Flutter. I'm going to now take that same dark brown color that I put on the outer edge of my eye, outer corner of my eye, and using the M433, I'm going to apply it underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go in with a more defined angled brush, and I'm going to take the black color in the palette and just apply it to, again, the lower lash line. I'm going to tightly pack it on that line. And so this is, I like to apply it in just little short strokes like this to get it packed into that line as much as possible. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush, a very narrow fluffy brush. This is the Small Taper Blending Brush by Sigma, the E45. And then I'm going to just blend it out. You can use any brush. You could probably even use you could just use the M433 as well. I just like this one because the tip is just more narrow. Especially for the outer corner, it's a great way to get more color into that outer corner, deep into that V, without getting messy. Great brush for that. Now I'm going to take a flat brush. Now this is the brush I would normally use for applying eyeshadow to the lid. I'm going to use that brush to just apply some of the red color underneath, on top of the browns and the black that I just added to the lower lash line. This is the Morphe M421. I'm just applying it and with the tip of the brush a little bit on that underneath that lower lash line. Then I'm going to apply some mascara. I'm using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. Yes, I believe that's what it's called. That's the mascara I applied. Then I'm just going to go in with my Urban Decay Perversion pencil. This is a pencil, and I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line. Next, I'm using this blush. It's Pixie by Petra in the color Peach Parfait. Thought it was perfect for a look like this. It's not very pigmented, so you can just apply a layer at a time until you're happy. It layers very well. Since I'm having this red color in my eyes and lips, I really wanted to do something simple on the cheeks, but I still wanted something on the cheeks. So now for my lip color, I'm going to start with this Urban Decay 24/7 lip liner in the color Blackmail, and I'm just going to line the outer edges of my lips. Sorry about that noise, that is my So once I'm done outlining my lips, I'm going to fill in my lips with the same lip pencil. Now I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the color Trust Issues, and I'm just going to apply that on top of the lip liner. The final step, I'm going to set my brows with this clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just going to apply the gel over the entire brow, but I'm also going to lift up some of the hairs. I just lift them up so they're standing up and that the edges are peeking up a little bit over the top of the brow so that it looks a little bit more natural. And we are done. I hope you guys like the completed look. Hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!